There are a lot of new Hokies headed to Blacksburg this fall, and that's raising concerns about overcrowding at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, on Monday, Tech touted its incoming freshman class as the largest, most diverse, and competitive class ever. But as 10 News anchor Lindsay Ward reports, there's still questions about how everyone's going to fit.
Virginia Tech sits in the heart of Blacksburg on 2,600 acres, but the biggest equation on campus right now is where to put everyone.
We can't build a building this summer.
University spokeswoman Tracy Vosberg sat down with 10 News and talked about what exactly happened. She says the school's typical formula used to determine how many accepted students will actually show up in the fall didn't work this year. More people want to join the Hokie family.
We knew there was a high interest, but we were modeling it and we were looking at it, and this is sort of a last minute broke the model. And so we got to figure out what happened or how it happened, but it's simply more students decided we were the first choice school.
She says it may be because of the school's focus on the STEM field. As we've reported, Virginia Tech is building an innovation campus in Northern Virginia to pipeline talent to Amazon's HQ2. Growth is good news, but causing some headaches for school leaders in the meantime.
And we're certainly trying to be creative, and one of the suggestions on the table is maybe this is a year that we should let freshmen think about living off campus.
That decision isn't a done deal just yet. Vosberg says leaders want to be mindful of providing the Blacksburg experience.
But I feel the uniqueness of Virginia Tech and that it is a community, and there is absolutely no intention for that to go away. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of pride in that, and the plan is that we will keep what's good about Virginia Tech, and we will make it available to more students.
Starting this fall. Lindsay Ward, 10 News, working for you.